Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Dancing with the Stars. This is, honestly, I've never watched the show. I know it's humongously popular. It's gone 33 seasons, only three of which, the last three, have been broadcast on Disney Plus live as it airs. But yeah, you don't see anything before that. It's an ABC show, so it's like been on ABC, owned by Disney for decades now, I guess. But they only bother with the most recent seasons, and apparently they could do like two seasons a year or something like that. I don't know. But I decided just since there was a few to choose from, I felt that rather than just watching the most recent episode without any context, I figured I'd go for a theme, choosing something that is, you know, my interest, just sort of to balance things out, and also just sort of tie it more into Disney. And I realize, all these kind of have a Disney hook to it because it's hosted by Julianne Hough. Her brother's Derek is like one of the judges. At least I don't know. Maybe he hasn't always been, but yeah. And also Alfonso Ribeiro. You know him from Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I don't know if they've always been the hosts, but I imagine I think it's changed over the years and different judges and a lot of celebrities surprised that have shown up throughout all these seasons. Some really surprising ones. But the episode I watched included Allison Hannigan, Hazoshi, I can't remember her last name, but she was America Chavez in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So she's a Marvel hero. Barry Williams, Greg Brady from the Brady Bunch. Yeah, it's just there's a lot. So I chose the Disney 100 episode, season 32. No, 32. Yeah, number 4. Season 32, episode 4. It was also one of the shorter ones because some of these episodes go for 2 hours. At least they used to. I don't know, 2 hours. That includes product placement and lots of back and forth interviews, some peeks at their performance the previous week, and some behind the scenes of them developing whatever dance that they're doing. Because if you don't know the concept, it's Dancing with Stars. There's a star, as a celebrity, paired up with a skilled dancer. Disciplined in a number of different types of dance, and they match it up with usually a themed. They pick music from certain themed weeks, whether it might be Motown or the 70s, or in one case, well, they even did a Disney Plus one. I should have done that one, but it was one of the 2-hour ones. So I chose the hour and 25-minute episode for the Disney 100 celebration, which had a neat little retrospective at the beginning that featured Walt and all the different things that Disney has produced over the last 100 years. So the films, where it all started out, and moving into television, and then animated feature films at like a kind of return, of course. It all started, in a sense, with animated shorts and features, but then the Renaissance and Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm with Star Wars and everything else get included in a little montage piece, and so kind of, and then of course all the way up to Disney Plus, and so it's just these sort of, and the parks. Oh yeah, the parks. They do a lot of footage of the parks as well. So yeah, you kind of get a feel for everything that Disney has done over the last 100 years, and I felt it was appropriate to watch that one. And it was a good choice because I did actually recognize some of the stars, and the dancing was pretty great, even though I was surprised at how short the performances are. Most of this hour and a half or 2-hour shows, just them talking about the dancing. The judges are almost cartoonish themselves. One, Bruno, he is very emphatic about his feelings about just about any dance they do. Even if he gives them a bad score or says something negative, he's also like, it was fantastic. And he's standing in his seat with his shirt half off and waving his arms around. Yeah. And the judges seem to fight for screen time and visibility, and every once in a while, of course, I think Carrie, I'm not sure what her last name is, one of the judges. She tends to give some of the most brutal commentary and often gets boos from the audience whenever she does. So, to be honest, I am not a fan of reality shows. I am not a fan of reality competitions. The dancing's fine. Yeah, it's enjoyable, and I love the theming, the lighting, the production of it all. It's just, I mean, if anything about this show is interesting to me, it's the production that's put on stage, surrounded by people, kind of a, it's almost all sides, and a live band performing the music most of the time. One of the dancing pairs did "Into the Unknown" from Frozen 2, and it was pretty much like the exact song. Like there wasn't some other person covering it. I think because Idina Menzel tends to kind of out sing. Her range is a little bit bigger than I think most people might be, even if they're just singing the song for 1.5 minutes. So yeah, just like my sometimes overly long explanations in these videos, there's just a lot of padding of people just discussing what you already know, saying wonderful things, and then going, but you kind of stumbled here, you weren't really that great, and you've gotten better, but it's not good, and then they got to go to a commercial break, and then they come back. There's no commercials in my version of Disney Plus, but then they come back around and do a score thing. And yeah, I didn't understand what they were doing with the scores, and then also people calling in live later to vote, and they figured it out, and somebody gets kicked off at the end, which is sad. Because you know that they're super depressed about it. And they're not too happy, but they put in their all. And nope, they just didn't make it. I'm not going to tell you who lost that episode. But so yeah, now I can say I've actually watched a real full episode of Dancing with the Stars. I did watch the special. Like there was like a retrospective, the greatest dances or something like that over the years. That was entertaining. I think I liked that format better because it's not a competition. It's just like, hey, remember the dancing we did? Here's some clips. Now we're going to maybe do some more dancing. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Just the idea of people putting their blood, sweat, and tears into these things, and then I like competition like anybody else, but this just it just seems too, I don't know, too much on a whim. And people's, yeah, I don't know if the American public, they're not really good at voting these days. Let's just say that. So I don't trust them. I trust them more to vote on Dancing with the Stars than they do anything else. But either way, yeah, if you're into these kind of things, yeah, check it out. You only get the last 3 seasons or so of this series, this massive series. I think it would be interesting to see some of the older performances, older shows, to see how well they've aged. But yeah, it's not for me. I know 2 other. I think I talked about this with my mom one time when I told her I watched the special, and that she said she watched an episode recently, and a certain person from this season was kicked off, and another one was kicked. So I know some of these people who are not going to make it to the finals. By the way, the fact that I learned how to say Sochi's first name, America Chavez, and by the way, she was fantastic dancing to a song from Coco. So yeah, they were just nailing it at double speed. So maybe she's the winner this year. I have no idea. But yeah, definitely check it out if this is your thing. I won't be sitting with you, but we can be on the background, I guess. I don't know. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 122. 122. What do we got here? Oh my gosh! So this is one of these things that's kind of surprising and kind of rare. I think we've done one of each of the 4 different things in a row. I broke them into 4 categories: documentaries, reality shows, series, movies, and shorts. And in the last few days, we've had a movie. I think it was Air Bud, series, The Secret Score, a documentary reality show, which is Dancing with the Stars, and we have a short. Actually, it's a series of shorts connected to a regular, bigger series with longer episodes. I'm feeling I really want to watch every single one of these episodes, but I'm going to watch at least maybe 2 or 3, depending on how long they are. This is One Day at Disney. So yeah, I'm really into the ideas behind the scenes, the work that goes into making the things we love about Disney come to life, whether it's Imagineering or just, a day in the parks making characters come to life. But this one I think is working in the corporate offices and where the designing is made, the films are made, the creation. But we'll find out. It's One Day at Disney shorts on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.